Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, August 7th. I am still in the middle of working on my 9x12 for this coming mailing, and I have my cold caller working away at my list. They got me 3 leads yesterday. We got a pest control company, a pool service company, and an insurance company. They were all interested. And so to them, they wanted an email sent to them with some more detailed information. So my cold caller put together like a whole email and everything, all in Spanish, to send their way. And he was like, all right, put some pictures of your last card with your last mailing, so they have, proof that you actually do this thing. And then like put the pricing in there. He told them a little bit about pricing, where it starts, and like from the bottom to the top. I speak just enough Spanish to understand kind of what's in the message, but I didn't bother to translate and everything else. I'm just going with what he recommends because he understands the concept pretty well at this point. He's pitched it to a bunch of people. We've had conversations in the past about it, so I know what he's talking about. So we'll see if these leads go anywhere. I'm going to probably tell him like, all right, I sent those emails off yesterday. Try giving them a call like maybe at the end of today, or maybe tomorrow, to kind of circle back with them and see if you can just like get them to close on there. Because if they primarily speak Spanish, they might not, I might not be able to close them because I don't speak Spanish. But, he might be able to get that to close that way. So that's the one tricky thing about this whole cold outreach in another language. Is the handling of the clients if they don't speak English. I have a sense most people do kind of speak both. They just might prefer speaking Spanish about, business things because that's what they interact with most. That's what they do business with most. So they might be most comfortable having the sales conversations in that language, but for fulfillment, maybe I'll be able to work with them to kind of close the loop on that. So we're gonna have to see how that might work. This will be a good experiment. I also had him kind of call the companies that he had on his list from last time that were interested. So I haven't heard back how any of those conversations went. He gave me the whole spreadsheet of all of his conversations. That was like last night around like 6 or 7 p.m. I was out with family, and I was pretty tired at the end of the day last night, so I didn't really get to work on much overnight. But definitely have a few irons in the fire, so to speak, working on all this stuff. But yeah, so that seems like it's progressing well, and he gets paid like $100 for what comes out to about 3 days of work. So he usually like does like 3 hours a day for like 3 days, and so that was like day 1 of his engagement, I'd say. So to get three leads out of 100 something calls, I always just have to put it in context of my own mind as how long would it have taken me to call all those people and get all those either hang-ups or not interested or gatekeepers or everything else, and just paying somebody $100 to spend 3 hours a day for 3 days is a pretty good value exchange in my mind. So, and he's the sole cold caller I'm using on this one so far. I might engage another team if it warrants it, just to do another kind of split test on it and kind of see where that goes. I reached out to a couple of the other leads that I'd gotten from the other companies last time that said they were interested like closer to the end of the year, and I haven't heard back from them. So I got to send some follow-up messages. Nothing's been really working on Instagram DMs or Facebook DMs. There's a new restaurant that's opening up in like Old Cutlery area, which is like right between Pinecrest and Palmetto Bay, that they have a grand opening like right around the time of the card going out. So I sent them some information. I sent them like a DM saying, hey, that's perfect timing. And they said, oh, send me some information to this email. So I sent some information to that, so I'm going to have to follow up with that. That's the thing. This game is it's a grind, and it's all in the follow up. You have to be really good at staying consistent and staying on top of it, and that is something that I'm not the best at by far, because I'm so scatterbrained and got so many different projects going on at any given moment. I'm working on my tools and building more tools for the community for now lead gen, along with maintaining rapid slips and QR code generation and route snip, and making sure those are all good and constantly improving and meeting the needs of everybody, and trying to come up with new things to give to the community. It's like I have that going on. Then I have my 9 to 5, which has been really busy. It's like a busy time of the month where all the executives need all their different reports. So like my 9 to 5 mind, I'm kind of bogged down on stuff, and then I'm doing all this networking with BNI and putting all these other things together. So I'm like trying to capture all their needs. There's another guy there that wants to do a couple mailers, and so I'm circling back with him. And then another guy in my group wants to do some insurance mailers to like new homeowners of like brand new homes, like new home buyers of things built within like last 3 to 5 years, and send a mailing to those. And I have a follow-up meeting with him like next week to go over that. And then, so I have a lot of these different things going on at the same time. So it's hard to juggle it all. I definitely need support. What I need to probably find is a good like executive assistant kind of person that can kind of take direction and like kind of follow up on all these things and like kind of keep the things warm, do some of that research in the meantime. Just been a bottleneck of thinking of like, all right, what is that value worth monetarily on the back end? Because I get it from my mind, to be able to free my mind, just be able to text somebody like, hey, this is like our task for the day, work on these things, do some social media outreach, post something on Instagram, like shouting out our businesses that are already partners on the card, do all these things, but without like money necessarily coming in from those things. I have to kind of balance that in my head, like, how long of paying somebody else to do these kind of things am I going to see the outcome on the other side of more consistent sales and growth, and maybe expanding into new areas? If I had somebody that's like kind of managing, like doing that research, finding like, all right, new routes, and contacting people on a regular basis, saying like, all right, so now we're going to focus on the West Kendall area, or we're going to focus on Miami Springs area. If I had somebody to kind of orchestrate that, like in my direction, then I could see it expanding and kind of going. Because I've just been kind of flowing along with my one little card, hesitant to expand because I don't know if my advertisers are willing to expand. I haven't even had that conversation with them. And maybe they would be. Maybe they would be like, all right, if you're going to do these out more often, I'm considering like doing more like sub-pocket, like 5,000 piece mailings to multiple areas, and then people can just kind of ladder up however many they want to be on at a certain like discount rate. But it's just a logistical kind of nightmare in my mind currently of just trying to manage one card. But if I bring another person on, I feel like it would be necessary to look to expand, because just doing one card every 3 months is not going to cover somebody's, quote unquote salary for what I pay them. So I need to have other service on there, and these other direct mailers, these other single postcards would definitely help, and finding more business for that would be good. But it's just a matter of finding a way to like balance my time and what energies I have to kind of guiding those conversations and finding somebody that's good and trustworthy and all that. So that'll be my next kind of focus, is finding somebody in the community that maybe has like a VA already that kind of does this kind of work with them and is good, honest, hardworking, diligent, and kind of touch base with them, see like what their model is, how it's working for them. Because I know there's a number of really successful people in the group and in the community that are doing these things, and I think that's like the missing piece for me, like being a solo, bootstrapped side hustler with very limited time. How can this work without it feeling like it's full time of the rest of my time? Like, I guess it makes sense that nothing's easy, nothing's quick, nothing's just automatic, and so everything does take work. But how do I make it less work and more manageable so that I can, continue to do the other pieces of the puzzle to grow it instead of just like kind of maintaining it at its current level? So this is just me thinking out loud on my drive, the thoughts that I have as I watch different things on YouTube during the workday, and I get different ideas of like, all right, and I see these people like, they're getting like, $1,000 a month retainers for doing like, set and forget systems for companies. How can I get that kind of started too, to support these businesses and kind of get some recurring revenue that's like kind of built in, that kind of gets turned on and stays on for these companies, that requires less, maintenance, and, which, all things considered, there's not that much maintenance in this business once you have like a recurring business on it, but there's never 100%, re-upping on the card. So there's always going to be another like one of those, deadline battles of like, all right, gotta get everybody in with this, where I'd love to like just kind of build something that can just stack on layer, like, all right, I get another $500 a month client that I do this for, that I provide this value for, and it just like slowly builds and builds and builds into, something that can give a little more of that consistency of revenue to bring on some more support staff. And with the 9x12 specifically, it's hard to do that without expanding just more zones and more that, but then that's just more of the same kind of deadline battles every time. And so that's where I'm thinking at. It's probably what's like kind of kept me from, pushing fast and hard and trying to scale it in the past. Maybe it's just a mental block. Maybe it's a mindset that needs to be shifted. But that's just my honest conversation in my head of what I'm thinking through right now. So if anybody has any thoughts in the community, I know I get a bunch of views. I have, a whole lot of subscribers. So this is me asking you guys for advice. If you have anything that, you think would help either one of those problems, either helping me find a good VA that I can, almost kind of like a business partner that's just like somebody I can text, be like, hey, this is our goal for the week, and then have accountability to like, come back at me with like, all right, this is what we did. And like with AI at the levels that it's at, I still don't have confidence in my ability to set one up that has that kind of autonomy to do kind of outreach and to do that kind of stuff. And all the stuff I see about cold email, I just don't believe that it's, I don't know. I just get so much email in my email inbox every day that sounds so well customized and personalized. It just becomes a blur and nothing stands out. So I don't know about emails working. Text messaging is definitely a potential way to cut through the noise. But there's, so many like legalistic roadblocks in the way that you don't want to, automate that. So I'd have to do it myself, So I don't know if I need a virtual assistant or if I need just like kind of a business partner in Miami to kind of work with me on doing this, and we just like kind of split profits on some cards where I kind of provide like kind of the back end support and they kind of do some of this outreach. I don't know. So I'd be interested to know, out of everybody that's watching, what are all your thoughts on this kind of place that I'm stuck in? How to scale and how to grow and how to do all that while managing, you know, all the other things I want to do. And also, if you guys have any other, you know, business models that maybe this 9x12 thing is kind of your top of funnel lead gen thing that tips people into other more consistent things. I'd love to hear about what else is working for you guys in your areas. That maybe it's your agency's kind of bread and butter that you just are supplementing with a 9 to 5 to get new businesses in the door that you're able to deliver to people and kind of see some success with. So that's kind of the questions that I'm at. Hopefully I'll be able to have some more conversation with some of these companies that my cold callers kind of got teed up for me and closed the last few. I got to call my dentist office so I can talk to that office manager to see what size ad her and her husband's flooring company want, and kind of finalize the ad design for a few of these other ones and just start sending out invoices. I got to start out sending out invoices for my BNI groups card that we're putting out. The realtor that's kind of putting everything together has been great at kind of managing all the conversations with all the partners on the card. So we have like 6 different business owners, like in insurance and estate planning and mortgage lending and like title law, all that kind of stuff, kind of going together on a real estate card, going out to like 2,500 homes a month for the next 6 months. So she's been gathering everybody together, working with a designer to finish all that getting put together. I just got to send that invoice out. She's been working for the designers. They have the final design ready to go. So she wants that hitting mailboxes by like the 17th. So I just got to start collecting the money for that and ship that detail off to Jake. So I'm going to have him do the hands-off fulfillment since it's a zip code that's nowhere near me. But I have like the list, I have all the details, so that'll be good. And that, you know, it's low profit margin because it's, you know, something just within my own little BNI group. So I'm just kind of just skimming the top of that a little bit. Not something that's going to see a big revenue source, but it's a good possible proof of concept for other, you know, realtor groups that might like have other people in their network that want to get something out of. So I got that going on. But yeah, that's about it. I'm about at the office now, gonna head in, and I have a couple other conversations on the schedule today. Another person from BNI that's in credit card processing. Gonna have a one-to-one about her business. Probably talk to her about doing some targeted mailings, and then see about maybe getting her together with maybe a cybersecurity guy to do some shared mailings to like bring down the cost for them and make more sense to maybe do some mailings together. So that's going on today. I have a few other conversations on the schedule as well. So keep them busy as always. But thank you all for watching and following along this journey, building up, you know, what was first just some, you know, tools to support EDDM, but, you know, as we all kind of find this path in this business from all these different angles, finding ways to maximize its efficiency and effectiveness of all of our efforts, I think is a pretty good conversation to have. And so I probably spend more time with this camera and with you people on YouTube than I do most other groups. So, and you probably spend a lot of time with me going through all these videos and everything. So I appreciate all your all your time and attention and all your support and like kind of being with me on this journey. A reminder, if anybody wants to jump into the school group, you can just go to EDDMschool.com and you can get in conversation in there. That's the easiest way to be able to send me a message, because YouTube comments are great. It helps me, like, make sure I'm on the right track and everything. But if you have any questions for me, sometimes it's easier for me to answer in a chat box. But if not, just comment below. I'll definitely respond back there as well. Otherwise, if you're, working on getting your EDDM stuff out, you can go to EDDMtools.com and you can see everything that I have there. So I have Route Snip, which is a tool that scrapes out any routes that you want to review in the USPS EDDM website. So with one click, you can just export everything either to Excel or Google Sheets, or you can use Route Snip Pro, which is where you can just kind of drop all those routes in, and you can click with one button, give me the best 2,500 mail piece routes, or the best 5,000 piece, or the best 10,000 piece mailing routes, and summarize it for me based on the demographics, the average income level, and give me a good little prospecting sheet that I can pitch to people with. So we got that tool. We got my link track, linqtraq.com, that gets you, customized QR codes that you can easily track and manage across the span of your mailings. So you can see which areas that you're sending to are the most effective. And then I have Rapid Slip. So if you're doing the fulfillment yourself, you just upload your paperwork from USPS, and with just another one click, you get all your facing slips done and generated. So you can just click print and send it all to your printer, and then you just have them all ready to go. You just stack them on your cards and take them off to the post office to be done. No more handwriting, no more making stuff up in Google or in Excel, or doing mail merge and typing things. None of that. Just upload your document, one click, and you get all your stuff done. And they're all free to start with, so you can start with any of those through EDDMtools.com, and you can just click with whichever one is most relevant to where you're at. I'm working on my next one, finishing off some touches on it for getting leads into your business, where you just pick your niche, pick your zip code, and just get 10, 20, 50 leads or whatever is available for each category that you're looking for. So that will be even earlier on in the process for people that just want to start having conversations without having to go into Google and one by one copy and paste into a spreadsheet, all that. So that's going to be coming soon. So if you want to kind of have first dibs in it, you can just join the school group, and I'll announce it in there first and do a walkthrough video once it's ready for the spotlight. So that's it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead and feel free to give a like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here. You want to kind of keep following along on the journey with me and take it from there. Yeah, that's it. So have a great day, y'all. Feel free to comment below any of your thoughts. I know I asked a lot in this video of you guys for your advice on stuff. So appreciate anything you can drop me in there, and I'll look forward to talking to you in the next one. Take care, y'all. Bye.